Well, we're already halfway through. Hard to believe this edition of Frettin Fingers, and it's been a big-time fun one. Lots of phone calls, text, and emails. People digging the hillbilly and country set, and folks digging the jazz set as well. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, right around now, a special in-studio guest, the one and only Jason Goessl, great local guitar player, tours all over the place with his wife, known as Sundae, and they've got a brand new project out called Fun and Fancy, and we're going to visit with Jason right now, play some tunes from this brand new project, and it's available on CD and on vinyl, as a matter of fact. And as a matter of fact, Jason mentioned that he dug that Art Van Dam and Johnny Smith Nicollet Avenue breakdown. And you guys have a favorite place that you play in Minneapolis there that's on Nicollet.
Yeah. Every tour we hit Minneapolis and we play the Ice House, which is on Nicollet Ave. We'll be there in May.
Well, welcome back to the show. I know you've been on here a couple of times before, and it's always a blast talking guitar stuff with you. You've got a brand new project to talk about, and we're going to feature music from right now. What do you want to say in general about the Fun and Fancy CD project? You can tell people where they can get it, all that kind of stuff as well. Just stuff in general before we get into the individual tracks.
Yeah, all right. Well, Fun and Fancy, it was recorded in actually Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And then we did some overdubs and mixed it here in Seattle at Avast with Rob Davidson. This record, Sundae and I have been touring for the last 5 years, and we kind of put a bunch of the favorite songs, kind of fan favorites, as we hit the road. And this is the first time that we have about 5 original songs on here as well. We've been writing tunes while we're on the road, and have some that we felt fit right in with that kind of 1930s, 40s vibe that we really liked. The record's set up side A and side B, and the CD's kind of like a double EP where we have a fun side and then we have a fancy side. So the fancy side's all ballads, real lush. We're trying to go for that Les Paul and Mary Ford warm and wonderful record, one of my favorite records.
You got it. You definitely hit it.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Well, some great stuff. In fact, when I got the CD, I listened pretty much all the way through it, and then went back and listened to a couple of the tunes twice. And there's some original tunes on here, and I pulled mostly originals, actually.
Oh, great.
Talk about the lead-off tune on the CD, which is Darlene. And I just, like 4 notes, and I'm like, oh, this is great.
Oh, thanks. Well, that's actually written by Sundae. Kate Voss is her real name. Sunday's her stage name. And she wrote that one about, it's a fictional character named Darlene. And it's just a real fun song. It's kind of like, you know, that lady that is always the life of the party and everybody loves her, but she never shows up on time. And if you make a date, she's going to leave you hanging. We have a great music video coming out that we're going to debut at the Triple Door on March 19th with our album release show that features Ruby Mimosa playing the part of Darlene.
Oh, nice.
And we staged the whole thing over at the Albatross Hotel in Ballard, and it's just going to be a real fun little short story of a video for that track.
So March 19th at the Triple Door in the big room.
Yep.
If you've never been to the Triple Door, even the small room's fun. My band's played that a whole bunch of times, and we have a blast there, but that big room is something else. It's a fabulous room with people that really know what they're doing when it comes to sound. And if you go to see Sundae and Mr. Goessl, you're going to see just the two of you?
No, we're going to have Andrew Jocelyn's joining on violin for a couple tracks. He's on the record.
Okay, cool.
And then Sweet Spot Combo, a trio. They sing in harmony, kind of like the Mills Brothers, so 3-part harmony, and then
Right.
one guy plays drums, upright bass, and guitar. They're on the Fun and Fancy record as well, so you hear the harmonies in the background doing the call and response on this is the Sweet Spot Combo, so they're going to join us for that live as well at the Triple Door.
And I think the thing about Sundae and Mr. Goessl, one of the things I appreciate is that you hear space between the instruments and even the vocals. So this is the stuff where you got to lean forward and listen a little bit more. You don't crank it up to 10 and have your wig blown off. This is not that kind of stuff. There's a subtlety and a nuance to this. Listen to Kate's great vocal on Darlene, the tune we're going to play now. But listen to what Jason's doing in the background. There's plenty of really just neat and nice guitar stuff going on. I'll ask you next break maybe about what you did as far as recording, how you recorded a lot of the tunes, guitar and amp-wise on this. The opening tune from the CD, Fun and Fancy, from Sundae and Mr. Goessl. Yes, indeed, it's Darlene. That's just wonderful.
Darling, oh darling.
Yeah, that voice is just...
Yeah. Darling, oh darling.
You really got it.
You're so mean to me. No, you can't stay one more night, darling. Well, every time you say you're sorry, well then you sweep me off of my chance, my sweet darling.
Bossa Nova quote.
Yep.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like that Bossa quote.
On the one track you're gonna play, Might As Well Cause Love Is Hell.
Yeah.
The solo that we do together, did you hear that? There's about 6
It's all
Jolene
Bossa.
quotes.
Yeah, it is. It's all Bossa stuff.
Yeah.
And that's one that's just killer.
That one's a fun one too.
Some octaves there. Yeah, there's a last. Nice. Good reverb sound too.
Yeah. Yeah, that reverb, I think I drenched it. So when we mixed it, Rob was like, I can't add any reverb to you.
You know what? You're like me. I like to record with the reverb.
Me too.
Well, if you make a big bad mistake, then you have to do it all over again.
Yeah.
But most of the time, my judgment's been right.
Mine feels better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm so used to hearing it. When if you hear it dry, it's like, dude, I'm screwing up.
Yeah.
All right, Unforgettable is up next. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
You're my sweet darling.
Man, that last little chord there, Jason, that is Les Paul comping behind Mary Ford. Man, you guys nailed it on that one.
Oh, thanks.
All right, next we're going to play Unforgettable, and of course this is a tune that's been recorded by a number of people, but not real recently. So talk about your a version of a classic tune, Nat Cole, and of course he did it posthumously with his daughter, with Anna.
Yeah. We have we do a Patreon campaign, so online, and we have our patrons can request songs, and this is a song that somebody requested us to do. And we're like, why didn't we ever do this one? So we dug into it, listened to, of course, the greatest version ever, Nat King Cole, and searched around and made our own little version. We wanted to keep it as bare as possible, and we went to the studio. We contemplated having upright bass, drums, and piano, and we tried it with a band, and then we demoed it just Sunday and I doing it, and we liked that the best. So this is the cut that made it on the record.
It's a great version, and again, there's a lot of tunes on this particular project that are minimalist with lots of tasty playing, tasty vocals as well. Talking about Darlene that we just heard, the Bossa Nova quote right in the middle of that, she's playing the melodica, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
that's just wonderful. And we got another one that we're going to hear where there's more Bossa Nova quotes. So there's subtle stuff in here, so, listen carefully to this stuff and enjoy. Sundae and Mr. Goessl from the Fun and Fancy project, out right now, as a matter of fact. Here's their version of Unforgettable.
I was gonna
Really
say.
drenched in reverb.
Yeah,
Nice.
and this is live too. This is like Rob's like, I can't. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
like,
what I want.
I can't do anything with the controls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unforgettable. That's what you.
Oh, to do those.
What was that? Was that you doing it?
Yeah, those are all harmonics. Yeah, but to do that, because I really heard that in my head and I wanted it, I had to retune the guitar down a whole step or a minor third
Is it harmonics?
because of harmonics.
Oh, okay. That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can hear it good in case.
but I couldn't hit them because I'm doing like the false harmonics, but I couldn't hit them quite right, so I had to tune the guitar down to do it.
Wow. She got the delivery on this. It's just really nice.
Yeah, her phrasing and deliveries.
You need a steel guitar to do those.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I was imagining.
Yeah.
The steel guitar.
The shimmery of it's a shimmery sound. Yeah,
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah, you're in the orchestra.
Yep. Straight Freddie Green. It just like had such a nice sound to it. So like, and it opens up for the vocals to like cascade more.
Yeah, there's a cascading shimmery sound to it.
She's also singing on U87. Yeah, the U87.
Neumann?
Yeah, the Neumann U87 that was Johnny Cash used for his last record. Rob bought it from the Johnny Cash estate. So it has some magic.
Oh, I want to drink cognac and start smoking. I feel the urge. That's what it's like in a French cafe or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we tried to make the melodica sound like an accordion here.
Yeah, it's the mouth accordion. I mean, yeah. And it works.
And my darling, it's incredible that someone
We'll have to answer later. Sorry, we're going back on in a minute.
unforgettable thinks that I am.
Yeah, might as well, because Love is Hell is up next. We'll talk about that. Let's talk about your recording, you know, how you did it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about the U87 too.
Okay.
Now, there's some people that listen that will get a kick out of that. Ooh, cascading. Ooh, like a vibe. Man, we're letting that vibe sound ring off there. I'll tell you, unbelievably nice stuff from Sundae and Mr. Goessl. Yes, indeed. A great tune, unforgettable. And why don't you talk a little bit about the recording of that particular tune, the vocal mic that your wife used, and then talk a little bit about all those shimmery individual notes that you're playing in the background. Very cool sound.
Yeah, so this one, I did a few guitar overdubs on this one, and you can hear those really high, pingy sounds. I was kind of imagining like a steel guitar, like a pedal steel, or something like that to get these really cool harmonics, and I actually had to retune the guitar a little bit. I think I tuned it down to C, all the way down to C, to get those harmonics to ring out just right. And then I do some other little shimmers in there with a bunch of drenched in reverb and drenched in tremolo. And Kate is singing through a Neumann, a U87, that my good buddy Rob, who mixes all my stuff, got from the Johnny Cash estate. So that was Johnny Cash actually used that mic on his last recording, and it has some good juju. Just plug that in one preamp, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah, you got to have the right preamp for those mics, and they're just legendary. So many great artists have recorded through those microphones. The Neumanns are fantastic. Your shimmer on that thing is just absolutely perfect. And at the end with the tremolo, it sounded like vibes.
Oh, great.
Sounded like somebody's playing vibes on that thing. And again, the melodica really did sound like an accordion.
Yeah.
And of course it is kind of the mouth accordion, but Kate did a great job playing that, and nice vocal delivery on that one. So up next we've got some more bossa nova quotes in the middle of this thing. Anytime you see a song title that says, might as well, 'cause love is hell, that grabbed me. I saw the song title and said, boy, that's going to be a good one. Where's this going?
Kate and I wrote this one together. I wrote it as an instrumental track first, so the melody and chords, and I played it a couple times with a trio of mine, and then I told Kate we should write some lyrics to it, and like let's write one of those, like, you know, you've been together forever and you've been married with the same person for 65 years, and you know things annoy you, but you know you're just hanging in there. Might as well, you know, love is hell. Just keep hanging in. My parents are celebrating their 65th wedding anniversry in July.
Congratulations.
And they're just goofballs. They give each other crap all the time, and this is kind of for them, you know.
It's really interesting because the older I get, we have our 40th coming up in August, and we're practically amateurs compared to your parents. We're like 2/3 of the way, not even 2/3 of the way there. So you have to make it that long.
Yeah.
And then you have to be staying together that long. So take my hat off to folks married 65 years. That's pretty doggone amazing.
Yeah.
Let's hear Might As Well, 'Cause Love is Hell, from Sundae and Mr. Goessl, right here on Frettin Fingers. Yeah, just that intro. Is that G major thing? Is it G?
Which is an F.
Yeah.
You're so bad for me, you might be poison. Someone I knew said your heart could be construed.
It's like tongue in cheek, or is
As no
exactly.
But your eloquence and mischievous charm keep me away.
Nice.
I thought
That's
I was
Adriana Giordano on Triangle. Do you know her? She's in what's the name of her? She plays around Seattle a lot and brings in all the Brazilian artists from Brazil for concerts at like the Triple Door and stuff.
There you go.
Yeah.
And double track too.
Yeah. So she sings double track the voice and then the guitar.
Well, I'm gonna have to answer that. KSER, Jim speaking. It's called Fun and Fancy. Mr. Goessl, Goessl, Sundae, Sundae. I don't know, you guys got it on Amazon?
It will be.
It will be.
March 19th.
March 19th when they have their CD release party. So tell your friends, buy 100 copies.
20 years and you
Yeah,
still
yeah. See ya. Bye-bye. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good response. Yeah, immediately.
And if somebody else does follow again, or we'll say it on the air, funandfancymusic.com.
Okay, yeah, just let people know. And we'll talk about your guitar setup a little bit during the next break. And then I picked Lazy Countryside because it just put me in such a good mood.
Oh, do you recognize that from the first Disney double feature? It was Mickey and the Beanstalk was.
Is that what it's from?
Well, then the other one was about this bear. I forget his name, but it was a double feature.
No, I didn't recognize it. I just heard it and I went, ooh, I like this. It's just kind of relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lazy Countryside's coming up.
Oh, great. We can talk about that.
Yeah, let's go on and talk about it. Mention the website.
Cool.
And mention the CD release. I'll tell you about the date so people can go if they want to.
Cool.
Ooh, little reverb shimmer ending there. Major 7th chord, I do believe there, as a matter of fact. We're in the studio with Jason Goessl, one half of the fantastically talented duo of Sundae and Mr. Goessl. The project is called Fun and Fancy, brand new CD, brand new LP, coming out March 19th. You guys have a CD release, big shindig at the Triple Door in downtown Seattle on that day.
Yep, March 19th, Triple Door, downtown Seattle, 7 o'clock.
Big time cool. Now, where can people get this this merchandise if they're not going to the show? They got some places to go. You got a website, don't you?
Yeah, our website's real easy, funandfancymusic.com. And that'll bring you right to our website, and you can pre-order the vinyl, pre-order the record, pre-order the digital on there. We'll be sending out the vinyl to everybody and the CDs on March 1st. And then the next place to get it is our album release, March 19th. And then right around, I think, the 17th of March, it will be on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, every place digitally.
Well, I got to give a shout out to your cover art artist. I love the artwork on this. Is very cool.
Yeah, that's a guy named Brandon from Detroit, Michigan, and he goes by Bad Love Design. You can see all of his artwork on Instagram if you just go on there and search Bad Love.
Yeah, it looks good. It just fits in with the vibe that you guys kind of project, and really nailed it. And up next, we're going to hear Lazy Countryside, which I didn't know the history of the tune until you filled me in. Tell folks a little bit about the background behind this tune. This is not an original tune. The last 3 tunes you've heard, except, well, not Unforgettable, but 2 of them have been original tunes that Sundae and Mr. Goessl have written, and we're going to hear one more, too. But this one, not one that you wrote.
Yeah, this one is actually from a Disney cartoon from, I believe, back in the 40s. It was a double feature, Mickey and the Beanstalk, and then this one was a bongo about a circus bear who wanted to get out of the circus and go live in the country and just relax and chill. And Kate picked this one for us to do because when she was a kid, she only had like 1 or 2 VHS tapes. So she watched this VHS tape over and over and over again. So once we heard this song, I'm a big fan of Rachel and Bill Ray posts stuff online all the time, and he was playing it on guitar. I'm like, what's this song? And Kate was like, I know that song, we need to cover it, let's do it.
And it's really nice. I mean, I don't know the history now. I do. Thanks for filling me in on that. It just put me in a good mood and a smile on my face. So here's Sundae and Mr. Goessl with their version of Lazy Countryside here on Frettin Fingers and 90.7 FM KSER. Yeah, this has almost got a Chet feel.
That's what
I'm thinking it's like this has got like he's going to walk down and do a thumb style thing here. Yeah. Nicely done.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I tried to make it as Chet as possible.
Yeah, well, good job.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, so the guitar part's all just one take solo. So I was stoked that I got this.
Well, I mean, people, I think that it's kind of like with athletics. If you've never been in team sports, you've never played athletics, you don't really have an idea how difficult some of this stuff can be. Playing naked like this is not easy. Yeah, it's like, why do the metal guys sound so good? Well, they just fluff over all their mistakes. The amp covers it all up.
Yeah.
Here, if you hit a pinky with your fingernail on another string, you'll hear a
James Schultz, he owns the guitar store on Aurora.
Oh, yeah.
He now owns Quimper Sound, the record store in Port Townsend too.
Oh, yeah.
He came to see Kate and I last year, him and his wife, and when we were in Port Townsend, and we stayed with them. And like the next day, he was just like, Jesus, Jason, it's like those metal guys that come into my store all the time, cranking up my amps and just shredding, have nothing on you. You're up there, no distortion. Sure, you have some reverb, and you're hitting all this stuff, and your accuracy is amazing. He's like, why aren't there a bunch of metalheads in here watching you play?
Now, I'll bring that up during break because it's true. As a fellow guitar player, when I switched to playing mostly telly, I still play Jazzmaster and I play some Gretsch stuff every so often, but when I'm doing live stuff, I'm almost always mostly telly. The bright, spangly, jangly sound of that requires getting your technique a little better.
Yeah.
You can't be sloppy because you get all kinds of dead notes and chunks and
Telly's
misses.
Telly's hard to play.
I think you wrestle with it too.
Yeah.
Just the nature of the way the thing is.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the folks backing you up?
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice.
And then Kate's amazing whistler. This is her.
Yeah, I wondered who that was.
That's her.
Bring back those old Whistler tracks.
Yeah.
They made albums of those.
I know. Yeah.
You've heard Toots, of course. Thielman.
Oh yeah.
Play guitar. Plays a hell of a chromatic harmonica.
Yeah.
And he's a good whistler.
And the whistling.
And he sells popcorn while he's doing all this. And last night was the last time. That's the last one I played.
Oh great.
Really like it.
That's our favorite song.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
That's number 9, isn't it? Yeah. Really nice, lush sounds with lots of tasty playing. Boy, that's good stuff, Jason. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, thanks.
Well, we've got one more to hear here, but let's talk a little bit about some of the guitar recording technique that you used on at least some of these tunes here. It's real minimalist, as folks can hear, but real tasty. And as a fellow guitar player who knows a little bit about trying to play things that are more ballad with a lot of space around them, it's a lot harder to play that stuff than it is to shred metal in some ways, because metal, you can cover up your mistakes with amplifier noise. Jason's in that last tune. He's like pretty much naked out there with not much except a little reverb in his amp, and every little thing you might do wrong is going to be heard.
Yeah, that was a one take on that. No overdubs on that guitar part, just one take. It didn't even match any takes up. So I really wanted that one to be as honest as possible.
And when it started, I thot, wow, that's a Chet Atkins.
It's all inspired by Chet. That was me. Like, how would Chet play this guitar part? And that's what I went for.
And of course, kudos to Kate Sundae, Jason's wife, for whistling. You know, they had a whole bunch of whistling records in the late 50s and 60s, including a guy you might have heard of, Toots Thielman, who could play guitar, play chromatic harmonica, and he could whistle too.
Yeah.
Lots of great stuff. So talk a little bit about your recording technique on this end.
So the recording on this one, we picked this studio, Pine Hollow. It's outside of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. This pole barn that Evan built into an awesome recording studio. And we picked that place so Kate and I could both be in a really big room. And the way I recorded the guitar was I have a Bischoff guitar by Gordy Bischoff, bischoffguitars.com, and it's an Acoustica Electric. So I have a piezo pickup and then 2 humbuckers that are made by Dogtown, and I told him I wanted as close to PAFs as possible. So the recording technique is the guitar goes direct, just dry through the magnetic pickups, and then another line goes through all my effects, reverbs and tremolos, and direct again. And for my direct box on that side, I use Quimper Electronic Systems out of Port Townsend. They have a little kind of amp in a box, so it gives it a little bit of breakup and a little bit of air. And then I had a 414 as well on the guitar, so kind of Joe Pass style. So just a 414 picking up the acoustic sound of the guitar as well as it going direct. And then the piezo pickup went through another preamp to just give it a little bit of oomph. It has a real nice low end. We pretty much, the piezos sound horrible on the high end to my ear, so we we mixed it. I think we cut everything, all the highs out, and just brought in to get that nice, mellow, warm low end to come out.
Yeah, those pickups sometimes get, I call it staticky.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of a buzzy, sort of staticky sound on some of the high end stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't get any of that on this one. You took care of all of that, and it just sounds fantastic. Again, talking with Jason Goessl, one half of the talented duo Sundae and Mr. Goessl. Their brand new project, Fun and Fancy, available on LP. That's right, on vinyl and on CD. They've got a CD release party March 19th at the Triple Door, right? Downtown Seattle, which is a heck of a good room. And you guys are going to be here for a little while. You're going to be hitting the road again.
Well, last year we spent 9 months on the road, hit 35 states and almost 40,000 miles and a little over 200 shows. This year we have a 6-month tour starting April 1st. So right after that album release, we pack up the car and we actually head all the way to Maine and back and hit most of the states in between. We'll be back in Seattle for a few shows. We make 2 loops. So we'll be back in Seattle for a few shows in August, and we make another loop back through the Midwest for September and October.
Wow, road warriors without a doubt.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to play one more tune from the project, and it's called Last Night Was the Last Time, and that's another one that you guys wrote.
Yep, it's another one we wrote. This one I was just working on just some fingerstyle stuff. Our last tour last June, we took some time off in Yellow Springs, Ohio. It's outside of Springfield, not that far from Dayton. Beautiful little town. It's the home of the first Antioch College. They have organic grocery stores. It's like this little bubble of a hippie town that's extremely nice. And we stayed in this old Airbnb, and we said we're going to take 5 days off and we're going to write music. So I was just working on my Chet Atkins technique that I just love so much. And then Kate came into the room and she's like, "Oh, what are you playing?" I'm like, "I'm just working on this little thing just to improve my technique." And she's like, "I hear a melody over that." And then she started humming something, and then came up with the words for Last Night was the last time. It's kind of funny because Kate and I spend a lot of time together. We're on the road, and we get along great, but it's the songs we keep writing are sad breakup songs, but it's just kind of what's coming out. And this song also features Andrew Jocelyn on violin.
People like those songs that are breakup songs because they can relate to those things.
Yeah.
So keep churning that material.
Yeah.
Find that wellspring of inspiration. You're doing great.
Oh, thanks.
All right.
And this one we have a video coming out as well, and we have some waltzers. So it's this kind of it's going to be a very beautiful video with some.
What's the YouTube channel?
YouTube.com/Sundae Mr. Goessl.
Okay, and it's the word and, not the plus symbol.
Not the plus symbol for YouTube.
Yeah, because YouTube gets funny about that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Last night was the last time. Here on Frettin Fingers, Sundae and Mr. Goessl. That one's a little hotter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I thought this was? There were bells on the hill. I thought that when I heard that.
Oh, cool. That's good, though.
That's what I thought. I go, wow, that's cool. Yeah, there's a violin.
Yeah.
Last night was the last time we ever danced. The thrill of
The thing that's really haunting about Kate's vocal technique is on these long notes on here, she doesn't use any vibrato.
No, it's
She
straight
holds it
pitch.
straight, yeah.
Yeah. For me, when I sing, I have a tendency to do a bit of vibrato,
Yeah.
at least.
She just controls it a lot. She's just like,
Well, you have to. I mean,
Yeah.
listen to her
yeah,
glides to different pitch and stuff, and it's
yeah,
not something that anybody can do.
yeah. She's good. I mean, she uses vibrato too when she wants to, but I've never heard somebody that can be like, I'm not gonna use any vibrato and actually hit the pitch.
This is a vibrato-free zone.
But Anita O'Day did that a lot because she got her tonsils out. They cut her uvular,
So it messed up her
so she couldn't do vibrato
previous
anymore.
style that she had to have. You know, another one who does both is Sarah Vaughan.
Yeah.
Well, so now here's I'll throw this out. Song title for whenever you get down the road and want to write another instrumental, you should write one called EAU. Oh boy. For your Eau Claire, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dedicated to the wonderful people of Eau Claire. Yeah, I don't think people that don't play don't really realize how difficult it is to be this exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to do than people think.
Yeah. And then you get a little sweaty or a little nervous when you're in the studio, and you're screwed.
Yeah. Extraneous noise, everything's perfect. Hey, who farted? Yeah, or something like that. God, take it over again, Or somebody's going.
Oh,
Yeah, all of those things. Or you get like if you're using a drum kit, and there's like a squeaky part of the drum throat or something. Every so often you go, what's that? Yeah. Wow, just a tiny bit of vibrato at the very end of that on Kate's voice. Jason was talking about how her technique, very smooth, and lots of times no vibrato on the notes at all. You got to be controlled and moving from pitch to pitch. You got to know what you're doing, and that's just not something that everybody can deliver. I love the original tunes on this. Your covers are fantastic as well.
Thanks.
You chose good ones that fit her voice, and you wrote good ones that work for both of you. So congrats on a wonderful project.
Yeah, thank you.
Love to have you guys back on. Next time, maybe bring her.
Okay.
If when you're back around here, and if you feel like coming up, I know you guys are road warriors. Out on the road for 200 dates a year. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A heck of a lot.
Yeah.
One more time, tell people about the CD release party, where they can get the CD, and then we'll get back to more normal fare here on Frettin Fingers.
The album release show is at the Triple Door on March 19th, 7 p.m. You can pre-order the CD and the vinyl, and we'll be sending those out on March 1st on our website, which is funandfancymusic.com.
Big time fun stuff. Great to see you again. Always a pleasure when you drop by. We're going to do a couple of double shots here. Double shot.